to call this meeting to order. Thank you for joining us during our weekly hybrid MLS breakfast meeting. My name is Jolene Chu from Remax My Home, and I am your March program chair. We will have Carlos Wong from Full Baker, George Realty, to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. If everybody could please stand and place your right hand on your heart.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. Thank you.
We'll have Jeffrey Wu of Remax My Home to give us our inspirational quote of the day.
As the quote for the day is often the small step, not the giant leaps, that brings about the most lasting changes.
Thank you, Jeffrey. A little bit of myself. I think I already went over my background the last 2 weeks, so I'll just give a little bit of maybe some fun tips about myself, I guess. I'm a huge animal lover. Ever since middle school, I used to just save my money and go to the pet shop and get like hamsters and lizards and bring them home, and my parents would freak out. Today I have 2 doggies, one schnauzer, one poodle. My poodle did just pass away last week, so sad. I know, but she was very old. She had a very long and happy life. I think she was like over 15. I also had a cat, a Persian cat with a really flat snout. Very cute. And then I have 2 bunnies, Kit and Cat. They're a couple. And I used to have a fish, but my cat is the fish. Yeah, so rest in peace, Nemo. It was a clownfish. And what's my second love? I love musicals. I watch musicals all the time. My favorite is Chicago. I think I watched it at least 6 times. And my second favorite would probably be Color Purple. I don't think a lot of people have seen it, but it's like a tearjerker. It's like awesome if anybody ever gets a chance to watch that one. Third love is traveling. I think my most memorable maybe traveling experience is going 2 hours out from Badaling in Beijing from the Great Wall on a train ride, and went to very, very remote parts of the wall over there. And we hiked up with just a backpack and a pillow and camped out there for the entire night. It was pitch dark, nobody around, but the stars were amazing, and we got to see the sunrise and sunset. So that was very memorable for sure. I don't have any pictures this week, but maybe for next week I'll put some on. Thank you. So that was about me. And next, a few housekeeping tips. All participants will be muted upon entry to the MLS breakfast meeting. And should you have a question or a comment, please remember to enter it into the chat box. Please remember to join us weekly, as we will have our hybrid MLS breakfast meeting every Thursday at 9 a.m. As always, this meeting is being recorded and will be available online on our YouTube channel, West Newbrook Valley Realtors. Please remember to follow WSGBR social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also watch all our pre-recorded videos on YouTube. Join our text message group. For updates, text WSGBR to the number 888-301-2201. Today's agenda consists of our affiliate spotlights, Annie Fay, Chicago Title, and our guest speaker, Thomas Wong, Mayor Pro Tem, City of Monterey Park. Just a reminder that to be eligible for today's drawings, you must be a WSGBR member and be present in person at the association. We will be having an attendance drawing, Amazon gift card drawing, and 50-50 raffle. Today, our affiliate spotlight will be brought to you by the affiliate committee chair, Lena Sankari of US Bank, and Vice Chair, Teresa Nguyen of Loan Direct. Please remember to support our affiliates with their transactions. Take it away, Annie.
Hey, this is Annie from Chicago Title. I've been here since 2010, and a lot of you see me get pregnant, having the babies, and now my daughter is 10 years old.
Wow.
And I wanted to let you know that if you are a new agent, seasoned agent, Chicago Title and I, we have the resources to help you to pivot this shifting market. And today I wanted to share with you about more on the personal level So you see, I do a lot of fun things with my daughter. A lot of you guys seen her growing up with Western Gable Board, because whenever we have some family activities, we are always part of it. So we just did a depth hike for like 8 miles at JPL. And you see she's holding the pomelo. So we will do this 2.5-mile walk from my home to, Tuarty Row. And then on the way, we will foraging, we'll pick the fruit on the ground. And she got the big pomelo. And this year I am trying to budget my finances. So I accumulate a lot of points from my credit card. So we were able to stay at Hyatt Hotel at Huntington Beach. So that was the view from our backyard. And we also do a lot of like a kids play. So I take her to 9 o'clock theater. They just had the this play. And then it's really fun. It's called the Cinderella, the True Story. And then we did a lot of fun things. And one of them you can see Monrovia Library. They have this amazing program twice a month. You can read for the dog for like 10 minutes. So and then the last one for this one, it's we would like to go sledding. So Running Spring, they have a sledding park. It's about $20 an hour. So you drive there for an hour and a half, and then you stay there for like an hour for 20 bucks, and then you drive back. So that's what we do. So last year I started changing my lifestyle, which means I started working out. Because what I found out was during the COVID, I indulged myself too much. So walking from Western Gable Board, first floor to the second floor, I was out of breath. And I tried to hike up at Mount Wilson last year. I could do 0.5 mile. It took me 2 hours. So this year, my goal is to be able to hike Mount Wilson. So I started working out. My goal is before the end of this year, I'm going to hike up to Mount Wilson. I think it's a 8-mile one trip, so it's like 16 miles. And I do a lot of volunteer work. I do Monrovia Reads. We do it twice a year. I dropped off thing one at Dr. Seuss for my BS class. So I've been doing this for 5 years. And I wanted to share with you that every year you wanted to do vision board. I've been doing this for 11 years. That's how I got my daughter. That's how I get where I am. And it really works. You just need to put where you wanted to accomplish. And the last one is my family. So I'm very thankful. Without them, I wouldn't get where I am. And throughout this life journey, they really saved my life. Thank you.
Good job. We will now have our affiliate introductions for today. All affiliates present at the full line up front. Please no promotions. This is a morning greeting only. We will begin with affiliates in person.
Monterey.
Good morning, everyone. Brandon Sobransky with First American NHD. Have a wonderful day.
Good morning, Cosmo Sanchez with you in funding. Thank you.
Morning, everyone. This is Karen Liang from General Mortgage Capital Corporation. Have a wonderful day.
Good morning, this is Alex, your Hong Master. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Ed Iguchi with your client. Again, planning requires planning. Thank you.
Good morning. This is Annie Fan, Chicago Title. Have an amazing day.
Morning, everybody. My name is Joseph Florida Post Home. We're just glad to see everybody here, especially with this weird weather.
Morning, everybody. Mariana Shan with Prime Lending. Good morning, everyone. My name is Phoebe Liu from East West Bank. I'm a local commercial home loan officer. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Good morning, everyone. This is Carol with Wells Fargo Home Mortgage. Good morning, Alina Chu from Glen Oaks Escrow. Have a wonderful day.
Good morning, Nancy Chan, Lawyers Title. Have a great day.
Morning, happy Thursday, Lena and Carrie from US Bank Home Mortgage. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Yolanda Martinez Hernandez, WFG National Title Company. Stay warm and dry out there.
Good morning, everybody. Lucia Tam, representing CARPA, Chinese American Real Estate Professionals Association. Have a great week.
David Tran with Hong Kong Home Warranty. This is the end of the parade, affiliate parade. By the way, I'm holding your fortune in my hand, so please buy a ticket for me. Thank you.
Thank you. We next will be calling on our affiliates who are with us virtually. And we have Judy Chow from AA Capital Investment.
Sorry, I need to unmute. Give me 1 second.
Good morning, Judy, Senior Loan Officer from AA Capital, serving the community for over 30 years. Have a great week. Thank you.
Sage Gomez from My NHD.
Good morning, everyone. Sage Gomez with My NHG. I will be back next week, so I'm excited to see people in person. I just will be in a booth for a couple months, but I'll be back.
John Wax from Snap NHD.
Good morning, everyone. John Wax with Snap and HD Natural Hazard Disclosures. Looking forward to this wonderful caravan and have a safe and dry day.
Sandy Franco from First American Home Warranty.
Good morning, everyone. Sandy Franco, First American Home Warranty. Have a great day.
Ken Shun from Trans Global Holding Company.
He is not here.
And is not here. Unita Wu from Home Warranty of America.
Sorry, Unita is not here either.
Angie Feng from First American Title.
Good morning, everyone. Angie Tang, First American Title. Have a wonderful caravan day. See you.
Teresa Lamb from Corinthian Title.
Good morning, guys. Is the weather going to give us a break? One more drop of rain, I'll drown. Anyway, I'm Teresa Lamb from Corinthian Title. Nice to see you all today. And don't forget, St. Patrick's Day is Sunday. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Is it Sunday? Saturday.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, Saturday.
And I think it's Luana Majla from Union Station Homeless Services.
Hi, good morning. I'm actually stepping in for Juliana today. My name is Stephanie Alonso, and I'm with the Union Station Homeless Services. Have a great day.
And lastly, we have Teresa Nguyen from Loan Direct.
He's not here. I'm sorry.
Thank you. So next, we're happy to include open pitches to our hybrid MLS breakfast meeting. Reminder, if you would like to pitch your listing, you must go to www.wsgar.com, click on open pitch, fill out the paragraph request form, and submit it no later than Tuesday midnight of the week you want to pitch. Today, we have 2 listings featured. First, help us welcome Veronica Upagoa from Compass Realty. The floor is yours, Veronica.
Give me 1 second. I'm unmuting her. 1 second. She's here. She's just needs to unmute herself.
Yeah. Can you guys?
She's good.
Okay. Good morning. I'm Veronica Paglia with Compass. I have this beautiful home open today. It has a lot of upgrades. It was upgraded in 2020. It's got a new roof, new kitchen, upgraded bathrooms, beautiful backyard. It's a 1,200 square feet and 6,391 square foot lot. Come see me today. I'll be there till 2.
Thank you, Veronica.
Thank you.
Next up, we have Edward Chen of Remax Vortex. Take it away, Edward.
All right. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello? Yes.
Yes, we can.
Oh, okay, good. Yes, this is Eddie Chen from Remax Vertex. And so for 1021 West Roses, we just have a very good price improvement for the property. And it's in the multi-split level floor plan. The airflow for the house is very good. So we will open today from 10 to 1 o'clock and also this Saturday and Sunday from 1 to 4 o'clock. So please stop by and bring your clients to stop by. We'll see you later. Thank you.
We welcome Dora Lang, who will be introducing our guest speaker. Dora Lang is realtor for Coldwell Banker George Realty in Arcadia. She has been a member of WSGBR since 2014 and currently serves as vice chair of the legislative committee and chair of special events and membership. She is also Monterey Park liaison and car key contact for Assembly Member 49th District Mike Wong. The floor is yours, Dora.
Thank you, Jolie. Let me introduce our honorable Mayor Pro Tem in Monterey Park. Thomas was elected to the Monterey Park City Council in November 2022 and currently serving the city mayor pro tem. Prior to his election to the city council, he served as an elected board member of the St. Gabriel Valley Municipal Water District from 2012 to 2022, including 7 years as the board president. Born and raised in Monterey Park to immigrant parents, Thomas received his BA in economics from UCLA and Master of Public Administration from USC. Thank you. Our mayor pro tem, Monterey.
Yes, just turn it on. Is it on?
Thank you. Good. I'm grateful. I still look like my picture. But appreciate Dora. Thank you for inviting me, and the Realtors Association for inviting me to join you today. This mic is good.
Yes.
But I appreciate being able to come here. I appreciate the realtor support and all that you do in our communities. It's so critical, right, in terms of helping to support our businesses and our homeowners and residents that are living in our cities in this region. And personally to me, my father, I mentioned this a few months ago when I visited the Realtors Association here. So you may remember my father retired from Caltrans, worked for the state for about 25 years, and then got his realtor's license, Jersey broke license, and started to help people buy their homes and achieve and pursue their California dream here as well by entering into homeownership and supporting those dreams that we were able to as an immigrant family to achieve as well. So appreciate and have a personal appreciation for all the work that you do as realtors in our community and how much you support our local economy. I'll just talk a little bit about Monterey Park. I think many of you are already familiar with Monterey Park, so hopefully these slides will work.
It's not clicking.
There. I'll talk a little bit about Monterey Park very quickly. I've got a couple slides, actually more slides than I wanted to have, so I'll try to go through them quickly and leave room for some questions. I think all of you are pretty familiar with Monterey Park. I see a few of you are from Monterey Park as well.
Next.
There we go. Well, there we go. And then I'll talk a little about some of the development projects that are in the pipeline that might be coming up that are probably of interest. Right, Monterey Park, about 60,000 residents, well-educated generally, but there are different kind of demographics in the city, very Asian American heavy, very immigrant heavy, but pretty good in terms of median income, and the community's in a strong place and poised for continued economic development. Largely built out in terms of right, low-lying areas, but I think there's a lot of interest in growing our density in the main corridors in the city. We'll go through that a little bit more as well. So just to spotlight, and I'll leave these slides for you guys if you would like to take a look at these after. It's all public information as well. But a lot of surrounding community here that many of you serve and live in as well. So a lot of population just outside of Monterey Park as well that are demographically. This just spotlights some of the main commercial economic kind of corridors that many of you are familiar with. North Atlantic, you got the Central Business District, right, Garfield that goes along Harvey and Garfield. You got South Atlantic by East LA College, and then South Garfield that are kind of main corridors, and then the Monterey Park Marketplace Shopping Center, which opened just a few years ago, anchored by Costco and Home Depot and some other big box stores, In-N-Out and others. North and South Atlantic District. So this is North Atlantic. Many of you are familiar with some of these developments. The Courtyard by Marriott Hotel opened during the pandemic, I think in the last year and a half or so. Been doing very well, and a lot of attracting a lot of tourists, not only to Monterey Park and the Sangre Valley, but people who want to be close to it in proximity to Los Angeles and downtown LA. Doing very well despite the pandemic, despite travel restrictions in the last couple of years that continue to persist. Times Square, which opened in, I think, 2008, 2009, and then the Holiday Inn and a bunch of others just along the North Atlantic corridor. The marketplace has been wildly successful, and I would say pretty fairly. This marketplace with Costco, Home Depot, and others opening right before the pandemic really got the city through the economic kind of downturn initially when the pandemic shut down the economy. And everyone was buying a lot of stuff. We appreciate everyone shopping in Monterey Park and coming to our Costco and Home Depot, which really helped to keep our budget in the black, along with federal support and state support over the last few years. But this has been a huge boom for the city and for the city's budget and for our community. And it's looking to expand, actually, the phase 3 that the owners of the Marketplace Shopping Center are currently exploring. So that there will be additional commercial office space, space that'll be opening up probably in the next year or two, if that moves forward on time. Monterey Park Village, many of you are familiar with, just by East LA College, a couple of big box stores there. But also opportunities on both sides of Atlantic, both Monterey Village and then Atlantic Square on the other side. Relatively high number of vacancies, and don't know how the economy is going to go, but there are opportunities here for those who want to look at opportunities for retail and commercial space. Atlantic Square, maybe you're familiar with. This is where the Ralph's is. And, I think Big Five's still there, and a few other stores. Prado Center right next to East LA College, across the street from there. That we've seen shops come in and out, but relatively healthy, but always looking for additional tenants and quality commercial opportunities. In Times Square, many are familiar with mixed use. I think it's one of the largest mixed use projects in the city in the last 10, 20 years. Still mixed in terms of apartments for rental and condos that were and are for sale, and then a first floor retail anchored by AMC and the 24-hour fitness gym. And the Courtyard Marriott, also across the street, right on the same side of the street as the Atlantic Times Square, the Holiday Inn Suites mixed use, the 88, I think, apartments in the back side of that are for rent, are currently being leased out. And I believe the Holiday Inn hotel should be open hopefully towards the end of this year. And that should be helpful in terms of bringing tourists and others to shop at Times Square and local businesses in that area. And I think that first floor will be, it's planned to be retail. I don't know which stores, if they have any under contract yet, but will be an opportunity for mixed use there too, not just the hotel. The former Superco site, the Mar family subdivided or divided that into, I think, 10 different store fronts. So an opportunity there. I don't know how many are part of these, but my guess is many of the spaces are currently looking for tenants. So an opportunity for those who might be looking for opportunities for their clients and others. And great frontage on Atlantic, our main boulevard. The Selena building opened, I think, just last year. There's, I think, 1 or 2 of the storefronts are currently leased out, including a boba shop that looks very fancy to me, but great. And welcome more boba and restaurants as well in the city. I think the upstairs is not. I think it hasn't been leased out. I'm not sure. I have to check. But there's first floor retail, second floor is meant to be office and commercial space, about 5,000 square feet. Jade Plaza, there was a fire there, as many of you know, a few years ago. They rebuilt it. I think some of these spaces have been leased out, but number of vacancies still, so an opportunity for smaller retail and commercial businesses. Garvey Atlantic, I know this has been a little bit of an eyesore for a little while now. The structure is there. I know there's been some vandalism on the windows. We're trying to get this push this to get going and for business to move in. But that's an opportunity there. I thought there was going to be 7 leaves there, but nothing yet. So we'll see. But if you have any clients or there's any interest in the community, we'd love to get that spot open in that corner built. The corner across from there, empty lot currently, the rains, some weeds and lots of grass growing, but huge opportunity, great corner and an important one of our main kind of intersections in the city, Atlantic Garvey, with the shopping kind of center right surrounding it. So an opportunity for development there. Next slide. This is a 7-Eleven on Hellman and New Avenue right off the freeway, easy freeway access, currently empty lot. And I believe we're going to add a couple of gas stations, and I'm hoping they will add some electric vehicle charging stations too. I think the next one's all, we're also seeing a lot of interest in development, dense housing development, including some affordable housing. This will be mixed income, market rate, and some units set aside for local housing. This is, I believe this is in my district, not sure how far south I am from, but we'll check. Actually, this is not my district, but in the city of Monterey Park, this would be a huge development on an, I think, a currently empty lot. And 101 units help us meet our unit numbers. Hopefully in the next year or two, we'll get going on that. Senior housing on Chandler. This is a currently empty lot in my council district. Pretty dense for the area, but it'll match the shopping center where you see there where NBC Seafood is and gym. So it'll continue to add density to places where it makes sense. Right off the Atlantic Boulevard or Atlantic and Garvey, the Garvey and Atlantic intersection. And there's another 7-Eleven on Garvey Avenue, close to New Avenue, a few blocks to, my direction's wrong, to the west of New Avenue. So it'll be an expansion of looking at adding some gas pumps as well, but hopefully they will add some electric vehicle charging stations too. This is I believe, the former New Avenue School. We're still expecting this project to move forward. Hopefully they will have their building permit applications and plans in soon. But 63 two-story townhomes on 2.74 acres are pretty dense. And they're coming up on their town. So hopefully we'll see this move forward pretty quick. Stillcraft, some of you may be familiar, has been trying to come into Monterey Park and has identified potential space where the Chalmette used to be. The fire happened right by that plaza where the florist is, Mama Lou's, the original Mama Lou's. So right off of Garfield and Garvey, so it's Lincoln, I think, at Garvey in current parking lot. So we'll see if that's the space, if it's another space, but I think there's interest on their part to come to Monterey Park, and we'd love to have something like this. Celadon, which is huge, would be almost on the scale or close to the scale of Atlantic Times Square, towards mixed use development at our major main intersection at Garvey and Garfield. This is right next to the Lincoln Plaza Hotel. Currently, and has been an empty lot for the most part for the last 20 years or so. We've been hoping for a project like this to happen. This will be, as it notes, 6-story commercial residential mixed use, 151 planned units. I believe the plan currently is for a mix, some of those to be for sale, some of those to be for lease, and 500,000 square feet of commercial retail and restaurant space, including underground parking. I think it's 2 levels of retail and commercial, and then 4 floors of dwelling units. So this would be huge and hopefully catalytic in terms of transforming our downtown Monterey Park area, our main intersection, Garvey and Garfield, and we're hoping this will encourage and incentivize others in the other landowners and property owners in the surrounding area, the central business district of Monterey Park, to also think about redevelopment plans and adding density. Just some more renderings of the projects. Next one. And just to show, despite the pandemic and economic uncertainty in the last 2 years, last year we saw almost 200 new businesses continue to open in the city. So we're encouraged by the interests for businesses, both small and large, in Monterey Park. I'm going to continue to encourage that. And we're looking at ways to support that in the city and streamline our permitting and other regulatory processes to make it easier for businesses to open. I remember last year talking to some business owners and learning and hearing about how delays in permitting process and business license process, and understanding that some of that was due to pandemic and just having to work virtually and not being able to come in person for some things. Slow some of those processes down. We're hoping to streamline those and get those approvals faster so that businesses aren't sitting on having to pay rent on space that they can't move into. And if there are other opportunities or other things we should be doing, please, we're open to feedback and your input about how to help businesses get open and stay open and succeed in the city. If there are opportunities the city should look at to do that, please let us know. And we're also looking at, as you have seen, helping to support the housing market and build more housing and density in the city. We're very open to that. We want to support that. And the rest of the council is in the same place. And so looking forward to continue to partner with realtors, developers, business owners on producing and supporting a more conducive business environment in Monterey Park. And we're open to your ideas and want to engage you on all of these priorities. So I'll close with that and open up to any questions that you might have. Really quick appreciation to the staff that helped with this. Joseph Torres, Bo, our city manager, Joseph Torres is our economic development manager. Jessica Serrano is now our development services director, so leading all of our planning processes. We're looking at a number of initiatives to just continue to help businesses and help homeowners and residents be able to develop their opportunities and build their dreams here at Monterey Park. So appreciate the opportunity to talk a little bit about these opportunities in Monterey Park to you as realtors. They're helping to connect these opportunities from both the business and landowner side to people who want to open businesses and build homes and come into Monterey Park and move into Monterey Park. Thank you so much for all the work that you do, and happy to answer any questions you might have about it.
Is there anything new with the southwest corner of Atlantic and Garvey?
Southwest, so that's where the pumpkin patch was?
That's right.
Yeah. Well, I remember going on the pumpkin patch and the Christmas tree lot as a kid. Disappointed that it continues to be empty. The current owner, you may know, the Charles Company, has been sitting on it for a little while, and I'll call them out. That's a prime corner for the city, right? And that's, as a kid, going to buy pumpkins there during the Halloween and going with my dad to go buy a Christmas tree. I'm kind of frustrated and sad that's not even happening. We a few years ago, many years before I got on council, I know the Charles Company had drawings and plan for mixed-use development there and potentially a hotel as well. I don't know where they're at. We're hoping to continue to engage them. One of their partners got in trouble legally, all sorts of stuff, look it up. But I don't know if that's been slowing them down on that. But I think this is, from what I understand, this has kind of been their MO in terms of purchasing property and kind of sitting on it. And a lot of, not just Monterey Park, but other cities, the Alto property, I think on Corporate Center Drive in Monterey Park, that they're also sitting on. We're trying to push them to get something done. I'd love to do something done.
One on chat, I'm not sure it's the same project that they have. There's a housing development on North Garvey Street and half block past Atlantic. It's been 2 years from trying to develop. What's the situation?
Sorry, with Garvey.
West of Garvey, past Atlantic.
Oh, is this the those homes or those like 4 or 5 houses that are being built? Is that right? The one right next to, I think it's like that group of like 4 or 5 houses. houses that are being developed on Garvey, just west of Atlantic, that are taking forever to get painted and like finished. If it's that, well, one tech, that's actually Alhambra, not Monterey Park. So I'll say that. And then two, yeah, I share that frustration. I drive by that. I live in the Highlands neighborhood, so I drive by that intersection of that project every day. Drove by it to get here today. I don't know why it's taking so long. I mean, I got worried when it started to rain a lot and they didn't have siding up and finished and all that. So I'm not sure what's going on. If it's that project, it's actually out.
Hi, I'm Annette. I have a question about is there going to be any more development? I think there was some dispute about that area by the Costco. That's Corporate Drive, I think. There was Care First. There's something around there behind there. I think they were going to build some residentials, but a couple stories, and I think the neighborhood was protesting against it, and nothing had developed, but I don't know if something else will develop in the future.
I don't know specifics around anything going on in the Saturn area by Costco and the marketplace. Marketplace is looking, but not, I don't think in the area you're talking about. You're talking about like the existing office buildings. So.
Yes, right. I think it's right there where Care First industrial commercial buildings are, something around there. They were trying to build.
Yeah, I know there are some of those buildings are vacant, and I think we will. I mean, I'll look to you as realtors, but I would anticipate with virtual and hybrid work and all that stuff, some of these, as these commercial office space leases start to come up, we'll probably see traction in terms of how much office space is needed by the corporations and businesses that are at least currently leasing some of this space. I would imagine a lot of the owners of some of these commercial office spaces are going to look at what that means for them, and if they need to retool or rethink and reimagine what their space needs to look like and what those uses are going to be. I want to be flexible, speaking for myself only, at looking at adaptive reuse for both Corporate Center Drive and Saturn Office Park, McCaslin Park, and other larger commercial office spaces, including Maury Pass Road, some bright light industrial and warehouses. If we're going to see fewer uses of those large kind of spaces for office uses and other uses, how do we rethink some of those potentially for housing or allowing other types of uses in those spaces so they don't just sit vacant for years and years and years as commercial office space needs contract in the area. But I don't know any specifics in terms of what's being thought about there. I don't know off the top of my head, but I do know it's low. I think we had a presentation from someone or a briefing a couple of weeks ago, I want to say, and I asked a similar question because I was worried about what I just talked about in terms of leases coming up and a lot of vacant space coming onto the market at the same time, and what to do with that. Currently, my understanding is our commercial office space vacancy rate is actually pretty low, but that just might be a factor of a lot of leases not coming up yet. Whether they're leased, just because they're leased doesn't mean they're occupied, right? There's a lot of, I think, leased but unused space currently that I think those leases will probably be either renegotiated or to reduce their footprint. And then it's hybrid work and all this stuff make its way through how we work. So I'm concerned, but currently we're not seeing at this moment huge spikes in vacancy rates for commercial. Yeah, so
for those on Zoom, they probably can't hear her. So let me just reiterate your question and tell me if that's correct. So Dora had asked the question about RENA numbers and how Monterey Park plans to improve and accommodate the RENA numbers. Is that correct? Okay.
So as you are, as realtors, very well aware, the state's regional housing needs assessment assigns numbers for every city and community to target at least to plan for that amount of housing. I share everyone's concerns around housing affordability and a lot of that, the solution to solving the affordability crisis and the housing crisis in California, I think you will all agree, is we have been under building supply that has not kept up with demand. California and including here in the San Gabriel Valley and at Monterey Park. We haven't built a lot of units in density, and you just look at the census numbers, right? Monterey Park's population really didn't change from 2010 to 2020, the last 10-year cycle for the census, and that's largely because we haven't built much housing. And that has led to spiking housing prices, good for homeowners, existing homeowners, but if we want to see a vibrant economy going forward in the future, I truly believe, and I think many of you share my belief, that we have to build more housing. Otherwise, what we're already seeing in terms of people leaving the state, right? We're seeing, not even before the pandemic, really we were starting to see in California loss of population, right? The last census, we lost congressional seat, though our population grew little, but not more than some other states. We ended up losing congressional seat here in California. So these are challenges that are, once they start to grow, are going to be hard to reverse. And it's already gotten to a point where we've dug a hole in terms of how many housing units we haven't built for our growing population to meet needs and to achieve more affordability in our communities. We need to build more. And the state process through SCAG and everyone else, right? Monterey Park was assigned about just under 5,300 housing units at the different levels of affordability to plan for and to try to get built in the city. But for context, right, there are 22,000 housing units in Monterey Park. Adding 5,000 in the next 9 years, the 9-year arena cycle, that's a lot. That's adding a lot of units very quickly to a city. I don't know that it'll be, I would guess most cities are not going to achieve their arena numbers. But it's not an excuse for us not to try, right? We do need to build more. And as I hope you are seeing, we're working to streamline some of these developments. The pandemic did not help, right? A lot of developers were sitting on the sidelines, unsure of financing and all that stuff. And now we've got uncertainty and uneasiness in the financial and the banking sector. Hopefully that doesn't last too long. But we're eager, the city is eager to attract denser development and to enable that in our city. And we're seeing some of those projects starting to come online and pursue entitlements and building permits. But just for context for how hard this is going to be, we had a council meeting last night, the council meeting before, we had our annual housing element update for the city council. And in the year prior that we were reporting for, the city of Monterey Park built, I want to say, less than 60 units of housing, and most of those were ADUs. I think 50 of them were like ADUs. So we really didn't build very much. And we're talking about 5,000 units in the next 8 years. That's building 50 units or 60 units in a year. It's not even going to come close. So we need to accelerate this, and we're looking to realtors and Realtors Association and your partners in the construction, building industry, developers, business owners, everyone, right? We all need to be in on this. I know the state's been moving more aggressively, or the lawsuit with Huntington Beach to force them to at least comply with the existing state laws on allowing ADUs and other ways that they're getting in the way of housing. We are not like that. And we know, and I know how important it is for us to enable more housing development and to enable more density in the right places, right? We're not going to build skyscrapers in Monterey Park like downtown LA or Koreatown. But there's a lot of room for us to grow up a little bit and to enable more density and accommodate for that. But we also need a plan for that in terms of traffic concerns, noise concerns, and other impacts that more dense development does bring. So we are looking at opportunities to mitigate traffic, potentially like Pasadena and Alhambra on Main Street, looking at building parking structures to be able to enable more easy traffic flows on our main corridors, Atlantic, Garfield, and Garvey. And then rethinking what those streetscapes look like, allowing for more active transportation as well on throughout the community, so that for smaller trips or other kind of things, you don't have to necessarily drive. And then dense development and mixed use development allows for us to walk to the market, maybe instead of driving to get groceries. Adding parking structures enables us, right, a significant portion of traffic is people trying to park on the street, we're getting into parking. So making that a little easier alleviates some traffic, looking at potentially dedicated bus lanes, especially during peak traffic hours. Right, a lot of traffic happens because the bus has to stop in the middle of one of the right lane, right on Garvey or Atlantic, and stops traffic in a whole lane. How do we ease that up a little bit so that traffic continue to flow as buses stop and go? And other methods to improve right, traffic and mobility options for our community and to help traffic flow as we look at more density and adding more people to our population of Monterey Park, especially the downtown and the main corridors. So we're looking at all of that, trying to balance that out as much as we can, and being thoughtful about the development process and planning process. But we want, and we know we need this to happen. If the city is not growing its population and its tax base, then we're essentially shrinking our budget and we're requiring everyone else that used to be in the city. Essentially, you're going to pay higher taxes to keep services going at the same level if you're not growing the tax base. And so we see that, and we're committed to helping to grow that in a responsible way. And we're the realtors is a partner. We'll answer your question. I was really wrong. Well, yeah, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate being here. Happy to come back and talk about Monterey Park. Well, we'll leave the slides. Feel free to get in touch with the city if there are opportunities or questions you have on.
On behalf of Pleasant Valley Realty, we'd like to thank our guests for such a very informative presentation, and as a token of our appreciation, I'm going to see here for you. Next, we're going to have our attendance drawing. All the WSGBR members are included in attendance drawings. Not all can be displayed, but all are included. Congratulations to last week's winner of $250. This week, our pot will start at $25 today. If we don't get a winner, $25 gets added to the pot next week, each week until we have a winner. If we get a winner, pot will begin again at $25. If for our last breakfast meeting of the year, we still don't have a winner, we will draw names until we get a winner. Winners must be present in person at the association to win. When your name is called, you must announce that you are present. If we call your name 2 times and you do not respond, we will move on. And here we go for the spin. Our lucky winner is.
Sorry, give me 1 second. Oh, funny. Oh my God. Oh, Peter Lamb. President, is it spin? Oh, and it stops on his own. Okay.
Going once.
Right here.
Okay, so next we have our gift card drawing. We'll select 3 winners for those attending today. You'll receive a $25 Amazon gift card. Does everybody have their business card and a tumbler? You don't? Yes. And we will have our guest of honor. No pressure.
Wow.
48.
Let's see you got. Oh. Everyone's gonna take one.
Committee invites you to participate in their upcoming Foundations for Success in Commercial Real Estate class. The class will be held in the association on March 28th and 29th. Cost is $325 per members. Please make sure to participate in our educational classes. A list of upcoming classes is displayed on your screen. We have 45 hours of DRE license renewal happening March 17th at 9:30 to 12:30. Meet and learn what's home warranty and what items are covered and not covered. That is happening on Tuesday, March 21st from 11 to 12. Foundations for Success in Commercial Real Estate is happening Tuesday, March 28th from 8:30 to 5:30. And our CR MLS virtual training matrix is happening April 12th from 9 to 10 a.m. And we can also find all this information on the WSDPR website. And next we have our 50/50 raffle. Today we have a $48 prize, cash prize. And the lucky winner is 3722578. 3722578. Three, 722-578.
That's cute.
Anybody who would like to pitch a listing who are not registered previously, come up to the front with your flyer. Anybody? Right here.
Good morning. Cheryl VMAX, my home. I have a price reduction on this one. 250 South Arroyo Drive. It is built in 2021. 2 ensuite bedroom plus almost 3 bathroom, almost 1,400 square footage. The complex only have 12 units, very low HOA 248. Asking price, well, reduce the price to 849. Thank you. We will be hosting open house this weekend.
Cool. Everybody go to the other side. Sorry. Next, join YCN for a networking mixer at EXP for Arcadia and Arcadia on March 30th. Purchase your e-tickets online by going to www.wsgbr.com. And we also have a coffee mixer / lunch Starbucks on Garfield Avenue taking place on March 29th from 12 o'clock to 1:30.
Who has that? Is that?
And please join us next week for our speakers, attorney and Wong, and their topic will be evictions and arbitrations. Thank you everyone for joining our meeting today, and this meeting is adjourned.